viewers, and welcome to Things Invest. Talk about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment top today will be Solana and Cardano. So I'm gonna go through technical analysis to talk about how we're trending so far, right? It seems like Cardano is still surging up to be, about to attempt to test the $3 mark. We're trading at the $2.88 at 82 cents at the moment. With respect to Solana, it seems like we are cooling off a little bit, right? So let's go through Cardano first. So with respect to Cardano ticker ADA, we are still stretching up, right? Ahead of the fork that's expected to debut in September. And respect to the technicals right now, it is basically out of whack in proportion to the historical trends, right? And again, with respect to the levels that we are leaping up, we are in a new territory. This is a new level that we've never tested before. I think today we were testing at $2.88, which frankly is just a level that we try to break to the $2.09, 90 cents, apologies, that we just couldn't get there, and people put some sell orders around that level, right? And with respect to what I see going forward, knowing the fact that we are still in this euphoria phase, try to hit the new paradigm, just to give you guys that reminder. We'll try and reach that paradigm, right? And once we start to see a little bit more delusional activities, which I think we are seeing a little bit right now, with respect to these investors FOMOing. And I think I get it. Cardano, it demands a relatively lower price point in comparisons to like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Solana. So I totally get it. On top of the massive corporate adoptions and with respect to media affectation that's been spinning and reminding us and pumping us on a daily basis, and the major market cows that's happening in September, which frankly we still have about like a week and a half left, a little bit less. That I get it. It's like an anticipatory pressure that's percolating this, but just know that it's important for you to be mindful of the cycle, right? This cheat sheet is here to support you. I don't want you to be trapped into the denial phase and keep chasing the pump, right? And I think we might see that shortly. And I hope that we might potentially get to the $3 mark, but I think that could be unlikely because that's a relatively hard level to crack, knowing the fact that we did have a little bit of hesitations around the $2 mark, which is the reason why we had a little bit of a sell-off, right? So if we were to get to $2.98 and we sell off from there, I wouldn't be surprised, and I think we try to get there today. But again, right, with respect to MACD, is extremely overbought right now. We're super stacked up, and RSI highly overbought right now. We are basically at the moon right now, I would say. And just to remind you, right, when we see that we might see a sell-off, but not gonna be not severe. I think we might potentially test somewhere around like the $2.50 because that's like a flat level, and then we might have a scoop up and ideally test the $3 mark again, and then we will sell off, right? This is called the bull trap, which we see here, and I think that could be likely, right? People are expecting that, oh, it's going to be back to normal now. It's like no problem, right? And then you start to see fear and capitulation, and I hope I'm saying this word correctly again, and ideally hit despair again. So ideally coming back down to $1.87, $1.45 would not be surprising to me. Whatever goes up really, really fast comes down just as fast, right? And for me, being more risk averse, I would just ideally buy at the lower level, the yellow level, $1.34 to $1.02. But $1.02 is not really a real number. It's just a flat number. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like $1, $2, $3. Those are really hard numbers to crack through in the market perspective. So Solana, we are cooling off a little bit, and it makes sense. We're down about 3.43%, knowing the fact that we've been running very hot, right? And you can see that with respect to the run we have so far. Interesting depictions around the chart is that we can tell that there's some whales that's bought in, right? And then subsequently, these small candles are mainly driven by public investors, not really institutional or large whales, if you may. It seems like we are slowly curving down right now, which makes sense because we're running extremely hot. Just like looking at MACD, we're very, very stretched up. right? And RSI is still extremely overbought. And just to use a cheat sheet again, right? Just to remind us again on the fundamentals, that it seems like we are in a denial phase right now, ideally hitting to more of an ideal level of comfort. And I think we might test the $67 mark or 66.87 and then bounce that a little bit, or maybe even lower at the 65, which is more of a flat number. And then we might scoop up, and that will be basically an opportunity for people to fall into the trap, the bull trap again, right? And then you see like a little surge, and then sell off from there. And I think the sell off will be relatively disgusting, to be honest with you, because we do have a huge gap we need to form. And I think we might fall back all the way down to 44 if we complete the cycle. But for me, I would ideally buy back again the 38, 33, $27 mark. Again, 21.94, that's the bottom. So technically, you don't have to consider that because that will basically be the bottom. And by that, you will be extremely oversold. So the optimal level is really at the yellow levels. And just to recap on all the numbers and technical analysis, on Cardano, I think, for me, these are more risk averse levels for me, right? And I think if you miss the boat, you miss the boat, right? And I missed the boat too, and that's totally fine. But we're in the, you know, we have the responsibility to risk control or risk manage our cash reserves and the opportunity that you can dollar cost average. And I think right now the risk is really high per the technical analysis. The risk reward ratio will be minimal if you want to buy it at the moment right now because you have a high likelihood of actually losing the money or holding the bag for a long term in comparison to gaining some money. The odds are not in your favor right now, but hopefully this is helpful. And I think that's it for the technicals, and really appreciate you for dropping by. Feel free to give me a shout again if you have any specific questions. And stay tuned for this come up. Take care. Bye.